This is how ZEN became a world champion. Yesterday, the grand finals took place, and well, ZEN, the best player in the world, did it again. Now, ZEN has won 5 events in a row, 3 regionals, 1 major at the Boston, and now he is a world champion. Today, we break down his gameplay and we talk about their victory. We talk about their road on the way. We watch how they won the world championship in their final 2 games. Hey guys, if you enjoy, we are on the road to 125,000 subscribers, so please subscribe, like, and comment for the algorithm. It really does help. Let me know if you guys want more of these type of videos. And this is how ZEN became a world champion. So as you guys know, the boys from Vitality took home the world championship on Sunday. So yesterday, I do want to say that it was all around a team effort. And I think right now, if I had to say, obviously ZEN's the #1 player in the world. I think Alpha54 is a top 5 player in the world as well, pretty easily. And as well, I would like to say Rizzo, I would easily say is a top 12 player in the world. You could easily even say he's higher at times. I think he is an incredible role player. So I know this video is going to seem like we're watching ZEN, which we are the whole time, but at the end of the day, he is the best player in the world. There's no one that's ever in esports history, in my opinion, has come along like him. I was going to say Rocket League, but I literally think in general. But we are going to break down how they won the championship from his POV. And as you can see right here, look how good his teammates are. ZEN gets a great bump, a little play that probably no one can tell in full speed, gets a great bump on Rise. That way Rizzo gets a free passing play to Alpha, hits it up, Alpha taps it back right into Rizzo's car. And I remember back in the day seeing plays like this, you know, years ago, being like, dude, are people passing the ball? When I first started playing Rocket League, I was like, are people passing the ball in this game or just hitting it? And it's crazy to see how far the game has come, and it's incredible to see. But as you guys know, the grand finals was kind of a blowout. And BDS were probably the 3rd best team at the whole event. I would say Carmen Corp was #2, Vitality obviously being #1. I thought Carmen Corp would have been a better grand final, as they are the only team that honestly can give this team trouble. If you look back to the Boston Major, pretty much Carmen Corp could have won and went to the grand final and probably won it all, which that is saying a lot. But if you guys watch the Boston Major, ZEN hits it high, gets a good chance, Alpha slots. It's a great play, but if you get to, we're going to do more in-depth replay analysis in the next game. We're going to be watching this replay and the next. So this one I kind of wanted just to talk about my thoughts with you guys. And the next game we'll kind of break down more so of the gameplay of ZEN and how he performed this weekend. But if you guys watch the Boston Major, back to what I was saying about Carmen Corp, is they realistically, guys, could have easily beaten this team. They were up 2-0 in Game 7 at one point. But again, it does go to show that how good this Vitality team is to never give up. And in Game 7, they come back in Boston Major. They score 2 goals to tie it up when they're down 2. And then they win an OT by Alpha getting an incredible dunk. But yeah, man, I thought this gameplay was pretty peak. I think if you see people like Abjack and all these guys tweeting saying, this is what perfect Rocket League looks like. Alpha getting a beautiful pinch. He fakes one up high, goes low, gets a ground pinch, and it goes in. And it just seems like for Vitality, everything they do works. And it's not just a coincidence. It's because they're that good, guys. They're that damn good. And I don't know, man. I remember seeing Rocket League when I first started. When First Killer or all these guys were the best in the world, I remember thinking like the skill is just like, back then it was like Justin and them. It made sense, right? They were way better than everybody. And people just couldn't defend air dribbles as well, flip resets. No one knew how to defend anything. And I thought, dude, in a couple of years, this is never going to be a thing anymore in this game. Well, we fast forward to like RLCSX 2 years ago, and, you know, we have First Killer dominating, probably being the best player in the world for about a year. Obviously, still one of the best players in the game. But I remember thinking at the start of the season, when people were giving ZEN the hype before he joined the team, I was like, dude, there's just no way someone can come along. Like, you have Daniel, who's very good, and all these other players. But I remember thinking, there's no way someone can come along in this game and straight up just dominate. I didn't think the skill could be spread like that anymore. I thought there was players that were like here, and there were certain pros here. But then you have ZEN, and on this level where Vatira's here, and maybe a couple others, then you have this other level where you're like, how is that even reachable? You know, it's one of those things. I was talking to some other people today about it, some other pros and stuff, and ZEN is just, he has that factor that scares people. You know, when people in regular sports, if any of you guys, I'm sure some of you play regular sports or competitive, or you follow it, some people just have that it factor, you know, where they're just different. They do things that other people don't think of. They think 2 steps ahead, sometimes 3 steps ahead. And it's crazy because sometimes when you're watching these grand finals, guys, you're going to see a goal in the next series or the next game we watch where they close it out, where you're like, dude, what just happened? You know, it says he goes to the ceiling, makes a great pinch, and it goes straight in, he doubles it. You know, he makes these lobbies look like they're not even the same lobby. Right here, we honestly had a really good Rocket League game. I don't know about you guys, but I was kind of disappointed because I did want it to be closer, these grand finals and all these series. But like I said, it kind of felt like the grand final was Carmen Corp versus Vitality. But as you guys can tell here, this is kind of becoming meta in my opinion. A lot of people are going to that ceiling like Alpha just did, and they're pinching it. Because it gets it away from the opponent, and you can kind of angle it where you want to hit it. So players are going to the ceiling, and they're using it to pinch it forward off the back wall so they can set themselves up with a double touch, as you'll see next game. Or, you know, that is such a good fake, by the way. That was a great play. But, yeah, it seems like that's kind of becoming the meta right now. And I feel like next season, you're going to see a lot more people adding that in their game. I think ZEN does that kind of better than anybody right now by a long shot. I really don't see many players constantly going to the ceiling, using an air drag to get there and pinching it to set themselves up, which is really weird how that's becoming a thing in Rocket League. And it's just another example of how Rocket League keeps growing as a game, right? You get a player that comes along, they have a new way of thinking about the game, and it works because people aren't used to it. But yeah, man, I will say this series could have been better, but it felt like there was times where BDS was kind of making these random mistakes, and every single time Vitality would just capitalize, or they would make a play to beat somebody. That got kind of scary right there because you had 2 guys on the wall double committing, but obviously time runs out. But yeah, like I said, the next game, what we're going to do is we're kind of going to break down ZEN's POV of how he kind of approaches the game and how he played so good. Also, I know you guys probably saw it in this series, but did you guys see the own goal ZEN had? Everyone was like, what is ZEN doing? And then, wait, does he hit the double and get the last game? Dude, I'm losing track of the games. I've watched so much Rocket League. I might have just been saying the pinch double in the wrong game. I don't even know if it's in the last game. I might have just randomly... I've watched... So, for those that don't know, Rocket League's been going on so much. And we had the wild card last week where teams that did good in the regular season got to play in and try to get a world spot to play at this event. But yeah, you can see here the game gets closed out. Alpha hits it high, Monkey Moon gets a misread, and ZEN gets a great follow-up. But yeah, we will jump into what I was saying in a second, but let's jump into the final game and do some breakdown. We're going to jump into the final game. I don't even remember what I was just saying, but yeah, the double touch pinch thing that I was talking about is actually in this. But right off the rip, you can see Vitality's confidence going into this final game to close it out. Right off the rip, they're doing a fake kickoff, right? And it just shows their level of confidence in each other. And you get a great play right off the beginning. Alpha leaves it, hits it off the wall. Seiko's awkward. Alpha trusts ZEN that he's going to be there. And I think that's what a big part of this team has that others don't have to the same level. You know, trust is a massive thing in this game. And it's like they hit it off the wall, and before they even think about it, they're going for the bump. And ZEN's already laying a shot up. It's a great shot. Alpha bumps him into the save, unfortunately, making him awkward, but it still leads to a goal. But yeah, that's I think a big part of this team, why they have so much success, is because of the trust they have. And also, I'm going to be honest, so I think there's levels to this game. There's teams that have great skill, and there's teams that have great team chemistry, where they fit together well, and they play for each other. So, for example, SSG has, that was kind of an open net. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. He probably didn't realize in the moment. He's probably just trying to beat the player. But you have teams like, let's say, for example, SSG. They have solid talent. Dude, I can't even talk when I'm watching these because everything just keeps happening. But here's what I was talking about earlier. So, watch this. Redosin leaves it for ZEN. Monkey Moon goes flying by thinking Redosin's going to play the hit. Now you have Rise in this last spot, and this is becoming meta, guys. An air drag to a pinch touch to set yourself up for a pass or a shot. ZEN times it perfectly, uses his boost, the crowd goes wild, as you guys probably saw. But back to what I was saying. You have teams like SSG, who are really good players. LJ honestly performed like a top 5 player in the world this previous weekend. He was the offensive MVP, had the most goals than ever in LAN history. And then you have, which was a great team, right? But you wouldn't say they're all 3 superstars, you know? Maybe LJ played like a superstar and they all played very good this previous week, and Hawks and Arsenal played incredible. But they're known to be good as a team, right? They're incredible together. They pass it well. They set each other up. They're incredible. They play to each other's strengths. Then you have teams like Version 1, right? Daniel, Calm, Beast Mode. Two heavily known superstars that people thought were going to be just dominating, and they just don't have the team chemistry. They didn't fit well together. And next season, they're going to have to get back to the drawing board and see what fits best for them, whether to make a roster change or just continue to grind together. But, you know, then there's a team like Vitality that have, you know, they have, for one, they have the team chemistry. They look unbelievable together. They're unselfish. You know, they try to set each other up. They're always trying to make the best play to make, you know, the other person have a better situation. And again, look at this confidence. It's so cool to see, you know. But then they have the skill. They have, in my opinion, they have easily the #1 player in the world, ZEN. It's not even close. He's won 5 straight events, 3 regionals in a row. And then you have 3 regionals in a row, a major at Boston, and the World Championship. And then you have Alpha54, who, in my opinion, is easily a top 5 player in the game. His impact on the field is so good. His challenges throw teams off. He makes teams uncomfortable. And his offensive ability is incredible, along with his defensive ability. And then you have Rizzo, who, in my opinion, is a top 15 player in the game as well. You're winning this many events in a row. You got to be doing something right. I don't care if you guys say he's getting carried or not. If you watch his POV, maybe we'll do that soon if you guys want. Let me know in the comments. But he is one of the most underrated players, and he's incredible with what he does on the field, with how good he fits into this team. So you have skill and you have the team, and it's just like, it feels like this team is unstoppable. You know, there's Gamers 8, which is like I think a couple $1 million prize pool, and they'll probably go on to win that. As well as, I want you guys to know another statistic. ZEN has already made, in a couple months of this game, $277,000 from prize earnings. That's not including his contract, guys. So he's probably made around $300,000, if I had to guess, in a couple months. And you guys are thinking like, what the, right? Guys, they're just winning everything, and he's that good. It's unbelievable. It's like his role on this team is just, it fits in so well, and it makes the other, there's superstars, and there's people like ZEN that make their team better, right? They make their teams better. And he brings out the true strengths in his teammates. And while he does that, his teammates do that for him. And that's what I mean when I say this team is like perfect for each other. You know, it's just unreal to watch. You know, it's one of those things where we're kind of just like living in his world right now. And I don't know if you guys, let me know in the comments below, do you think there'll be another player that comes along and can achieve half of this? I genuinely don't think so. 99.9% of pros won't achieve the accomplishments he's achieved in 2 months in their whole career. You know, and when I say pros, I mean players that are making the main event, signed to orgs. They can't even dream of winning a regional, yet alone back-to-back-to-back regionals, yet alone a major right after that, yet alone a world championship. I don't know, man. It's kind of unreal to say, and you know, I'm not even trying to get emotional about it. It's just, I cannot believe it. I just can't believe someone comes along and they just dominate like this. And it's cool to see as well because he has such a good personality. You know, on the stage at the Boston Major, they're waving the flags. He's a part of it. And I don't want to be that guy, but a lot of people in Rocket League are robots. You guys know what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about gameplay-wise. I'm talking about, like, their personality. There's not much personality shown. I thought Rocket League did a great job of doing interviews with Arsenal and stuff, showing their, you know, their sides of them, where they're real people, and they get, you know, Jane apps and them. They had great interviews, if you guys watch those. And ZEN's got the whole package, man. The gameplay, he's a team player, he's got a great personality, and it's just incredible to see. And here's a clip of their final moments of them winning the World Championship.
Vitality! They have done it! The best Rocket League team in the world! And you're world champion!
Hey guys, if you did enjoy this video, please drop a thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you for watching. If you want more breakdown videos, I can do more. Let me know in the comments. Peace, peace. Have a good one. And ZEN is the best player in the world. Hey, fishing! Bobby's fishing! Oh my god! Oh my god! Bobby!